Hello individuals, this video is going to be my June favorite. I am recording this in July because I didn't get to do it yesterday, which was the very last day of June, so it's gonna be it's July already. It's so crazy how quickly time goes, and like I feel like so much has already happened within only a month. Yeah, so this is my June favorites and I'm just gonna jump right into it. So the first category is song, which was difficult for me to do because usually songs for me, like if they're ever my favorites, because I don't have a favorite song in particular, I'm very much like it's really hard for me to pick a specific song to be my favorite. Like I can't do it. I'm very like, there's just something about music that gets me. So for me, a favorite song or a song that's really just been catchy or ever like empowers me would usually last for a day, a week, maybe 2 weeks, but it really isn't always a month. So my monthly favorites are, I guess, sort of forced because they were my favorites in like the beginning of June and I kept listening to them and I'm like, no, you really like this song, and I do really like these songs, don't get me wrong. So I was tied in between two, but I'm gonna go with one in particular because the month before I chose a song that was specific to what I was going through and it was empowering myself after a breakup, and so I guess this will make sense once I start playing the song.
I feel an aching when you step into my body, in my mind. Who are we to call each other selfish lovers? We all need someone to
We get it. So that was Hold by Dabin featuring Daniela, Andrade. I'm really bad at pronouncing these. I'm actually not sure where I found this song. I want to say most of my music either comes from Spotify or searching the YouTube and like looking at recommended videos and stuff. So it has to be one of those. This is my favorite genre of music, in the electronic. I don't even know if that's like the proper name for it, but yeah, that's a song. Second one is App. So I don't use this as much as I did when I first downloaded it, and that's just because I don't know. It's like, but I still very much love this app. I think it's really great. It's called Tapas, and basically I don't know if I got it from, I feel like, because now I'm starting to do like, I go into the app store, look at whatever apps are new and see whatever might interest me, and then I downloaded this one. It's basically books and comics that are free on your phone. I don't know if you have to pay for any of them, but I know I'm on airplane mode right now, so nothing's loading. But I do have a couple of them that are my favorites, and I tend to like comics that are going to make me laugh or comics that I might relate to, and so that's what I've been following on there. And that's my app for the month. Third one is movie/TV show. I have been binge watching Netflix. I've been binge watching so many shows like mad that it's so hard for me to break down which shows are my favorite, so I'm gonna have a couple of those. But as for movie, I actually ordered this movie on DVD from eBay because I fell in love with it, and I've been wanting to watch this movie for years but have never been able to find it on Netflix or like find it on the TV, you know how like there's an on-demand thing. I've never been able to find it, and it was hard for me to find it, like to watch it online. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It's like it was released in like 2004, and I didn't watch it until a couple of days ago, but I fell in love, and I should have known that I fell in love because my favorite actress and a lot of her interests, my favorite actress is Bella Sario, a lot of her interests I kind of also enjoy, and I remember seeing on her Facebook page like years ago that was one of her likes, and I was like, oh, that movie sounds really interesting, and I didn't watch it until now, and I love it. The ratings on Netflix are poor, and it was hard for me to convince like someone else to watch it with me because it's kind of poor ratings, but I say that the movie was done so tastefully and so like beautifully that I had to buy it on DVD. Like that's how I fell in love with it. I think it was really good. As for TV show, I now have 2 favorite TV shows, and like I binge watch all of them as quickly as possible, and like I started rewatching one of them. So Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, I started watching because my best friend recommended it to me. She didn't get to finish it, but I ate that. Like, it was so good. I love that show. I think it's hysterical, and then like there are some topics that are put in there that I really enjoy how it's done, like gentrification, and like it's done in a comical way, and I really appreciate that. The next show is Cuckoo, and that's a British show. I love it. I don't know, there's something about it. I love how the family dynamics are so interesting and really rare and unique, and I think that's why I like it so much. And then 30 Rock, which I started watching a couple days ago. I'm like running through this, I'm so sorry. 30 Rock, which I started watching a couple days ago because I absolutely love Tina Fey. I have like a huge crush on her, and like I wanted to see what the show was about, and so that's what I'm watching right now. I'm still in season 1, so I just started watching it, but it's hysterical, and honestly, like I'm like, that woman is she's just, yeah. 4th category is book. So I started reading The Alchemist, which I know I'm like, this book, I feel like everyone should have read it by now, but I actually I don't think I ever read it. I'm pretty sure I started reading it at one point in my life, but I never finished it. So I'm reading it now. Wow, okay. I'm reading it now because I had a friend recommend it to me, and so far I like it. It's harder for me to read because a lot of the times I put my reading on like when I'm traveling to work or something, and because I'm always rushing, and either sleeping on the train. It's a little harder for me, but that's what I've been reading in June. 5th category is Instagram account. So I tried to look for photography accounts online. So I found this, while I was looking for photography, there was this one particular account, Biker Boxer Bartender. And basically it's someone who is just traveling right now and taking a bunch of pictures of their travels, but I think that's why, because I love the idea of traveling, and I love traveling to begin with, and sightseeing, and so just being able to see those pictures, I don't know, it kind of takes you there. 6th is the exciting purchase of the month. So I do have a purchase, which because I said that I wanted to cut down my spending, but that didn't happen. So I did buy a bunch of clothes as per usual, and I bought a couple things for Michael, my best friend, and I. We made calming bottles. Basically, you like spin it, and it's just glitter in there. Glitter, water, and glue is really all that's in there, and it's supposed to like calm you down. I saw a video on it on Facebook, and that's why I wanted to make it. So that's what I have next to my bed. But I also bought this, which I'm sure doesn't seem like anything like too exciting, but for me it's a sort of like a power statement. It's a post-it note like dispenser. Yeah, I know, and I thought that the camera was so cute, but the reason why for me it seemed like a statement to do was because I wanted to buy it in like the beginning of May when we went to Staples, and I sent a picture to my then girlfriend and was like, can I buy this, because I spend a lot of money on crap that I don't need, and I thought it was precious and I wanted to have it, but she told me that it wasn't the smartest thing to do. So after she broke up with me, I was like, now I need it because she told me that I shouldn't have it, and now wouldn't it make sense to buy something that she told me not to have? And so that's why for me it's an exciting thing, sort of reclaiming myself in a way. I think it's important. I've read a couple of things, or I've even heard people talk about like, after a breakup, it's just sometimes you need to do the things that maybe they didn't like, wear the clothes that they didn't like, or do things that maybe they didn't like but that are still you. And so something as small as buying a post-it note dispenser, I'm sure it just seems kind of irrelevant, but for me it's it's one of those things that I'm doing to try to reclaim myself. Last thing is a discovery about myself. I had to really think about this because I was like, what even happened in June? And I think my discovery is really that I'm able to go beyond my own limits that I set for myself. For example, I never thought I'd be dating someone and be able to make a move because I'm so awkward, and I'm so like, I could tell you I once used to be a really big flirt, and like I think I was more bark than bite, if anything. But now I'm like, I don't really have anyone to rely on anymore other than myself, and I kind of have to push myself to do things. And so that is something that I'm working on, but also like I know that I can. And that event that I went to yesterday, there was no guarantee that I was gonna know someone who was gonna be there. I just kind of went because of a former supervisor that I had who works there. And so I invited someone else to go, but I wasn't sure if she was going, and I wasn't sure what time she was gonna get there. So I went there, and like I was by myself at first, and like, yes, it's scary because I do have social anxiety, so it was like really, it was really intimidating, especially when the crowds got bigger and bigger. But the fact that I was able to be in the space and not leave immediately, and to like stay there, and whenever my former supervisor did introduce me to people, I like was able to do it, and I didn't completely hide the whole time, and like I did, you know, I was with people. I did want to talk to certain people that I didn't get to, and like I'm not gonna beat myself over it, like why didn't you go and just, you know, do what you had to do. But for someone with anxiety, and like for someone with social anxiety that kind of has just increased over the years, for me it was a really big deal for me to even be there. And this is a really long favorites video. I like how my favorites video goes on about, you know, whatever. But my favorites video to me is not only a reflection, but also for me to like keep track of my progress of being a better version of me, and being someone that I never thought I could be. Like I never thought I was never ever going to be able to be in a crowd of people, because I kind of had my ex as a crutch all the time, and every time I wanted to go somewhere, if she wasn't going to go with me, I wasn't going to go. Or if I didn't have a friend to go with me, I just wasn't going to go. And so that's something that I do want to break out of, and I do want to be able to like maybe hang out with friends that I don't know too well, and like that could be a good thing. I can meet other people, and like that's a good thing, and that's how you grow as a person, and like that's how you just put yourself out there. And that's something that I'm learning to do and starting to learn to do. And that, my friends, is my monthly favorites video. My monthly favorites video. So if you've watched up to here, thank you so much. Subscribe, like, or comment. You can give an individual their wings, and if you subscribe, you can join my winged family. My social media is right over there, and then my previous video, which is basically catching up and talking about the fact that I can now talk about my former relationship, which, as if you notice in this video, I'm kind of fluently talking about it, which is great. It's a really big step to be able to do that, especially because my breakup was pretty recent. Hopefully I'll be able to start making videos again and start like getting on top of that, because I was taking a hiatus, and I don't blame myself for that, because I just went through a heartbreak, and like, you know, I need my space, and I need my time. But I love making videos, and as I always say, even if I'm the only person watching them, wow, this is a really long exit. Yeah, until next video, bye.